If you like this video, please click like, share it, or subscribe, and that button is somewhere around there. How you doing? All right? Been on my holidays. Lovely time. I'm back. This week I'm going to talk about how to hit the ball like a dream. There's a lot of stuff out there talking about long swings and thinking about timing, lovely timing and all that. So again, that's great, and obviously, like I say on this couple of the videos, I've got a long swing and I'm an advocate of that. But I think whilst you're trying for all this stuff to look right, you're diverting your attention from what you should be doing. So I've given an example. This is an example of how I play. Might work for you, but anyway. But what I'm doing, I'm giving you a way of thinking that will probably mean that you develop a longer swing and that you actually start to hit the ball like a dream. And you're not trying to hit the ball like a dream. You're concentrating on the things that are really going to help you and focusing your mind on what it should be, and that's the green bit. So here's 3 examples of shots, different paces, and my mindset, and how I'm thinking, what I'm thinking when I play it. See what you think. Right, so here's the first shot. So when it comes to this ball striking, judging pace and all that, obviously it's hard to give a definitive sort of do this and this will work, because it's feel, and this game is touch and feel. I know I bang that drum all the time about, there's so many channels out there, it's all technique, and it's not. You've got to have something you can repeat, obviously, but this game is touch and feel. So when it comes to the judgment and pace is really important, obviously, because you want to get the white where you want it to go, you've got to go the right speed. And if you're distracted with all this, right, this feel is not gonna develop, because if you're chopping and changing all the time, trying to look for this magic cue action, and I can promise you it's not there, I've looked for it, you're not going to be able to develop that touch and feel, because you're always changing. It always feels a little bit different. And again, it's about repeatability. So this is an example of a shot. You see people bang it in all the time, right? Now, when it comes to feel, this is how I do it. This is an example of how I do it. If you don't feel like it works for you, then that's fine. But I'm just trying to give you an example of what my thought process is when it comes to sort of judging pace and, yes, just hitting the right speed for the shot. So this one here, I could get down and just stump for the black. I can sort of bash it in. Right, okay, brilliant. So the end product is the fact that the white stayed for the black, which is all right. But what you want to try and get the habit get into the habit of trying to hit the ball the slowest pace possible to get the white where you want it to go. That sounds a bit obvious, but like on shots like this, get into the habit of doing that. So when it comes to feeling a shot, for me, I try and get my tip moving the speed that I want the white to leave it, if that makes sense. So when I'm hitting the ball, I'm feeling the shot, because you see a lot of players hit it a bit quicker, it's a bit punchy, and I think that's where a longer swing helps, because I can judge that pace the best I can if I've got a bit more of a run up, rather than having to come back from a shorter distance. But like I said, if a short distance works for you, crack on. But like I said, this is my interpretation of how I do it. So with this one here, so just stomp for that black and play that same shot again. No, so the same end product, but I've hit it a lot slower, which is obviously making the shot easier. With that shot, you could keep bashing them in, and you still might keep potting it, because it's a shot that most people can pot all the time. But what I'm trying to tell you is get into the habit of hitting that nice pace all the time. And like I said, when you see it from the other angle, I'm trying to get my tip going the right pace. And hopefully, one other thing that can happen is you can also, it slows people hit down, because they're thinking about the pace that one needs to go, rather than just all this nonsense. And I'll give you another example in a minute.
Right, so here I go. Like, I pull my cue back, and I'm just focused on getting my tip going the right pace. And there I go.
So here's another example of a shot trying to get on a high black ovs. When it comes to feel and touch, you see a lot of people really struggle to get that white ball in the right spot because they've got a bit of a quick hit, or they're just, again, touch and feel. If you're thinking about stuff behind you when you're on the shot, then you're not going to have the feel that you need, right? So I'm trying to just push everyone's attention onto this. So if I think about playing this shot and just getting my tip going the pace I need to, I want to feel the white. When I hit it, I want to feel the white, the vibration of the white in my hand. It's all feel. And I'm trying to get the tip to go the right pace, and I'm feeling it all the time. So you see, when I get back, it stopped me hitting it quickly because I'm thinking, right, I need to guide my cue to the pace I need to do to get the reaction that I need. And again, that's diverting your attention onto the green bit. That's where your attention's got to be. So, like I said, me focusing on getting my tip going the speed I want it just gives me a nicer hit. And it sort of stops you hitting it, quick or sort of, not in control of that strike. So it's worth having a try. One more shot to go.
So in this next shot, you see I'm just trying to get my tip going the right pace. Not trying to hit it nice, just get it the right pace. And there you go.
Last example. So this shot here. 1, 2, 3 for a red under the black. White's travelling quite a distance. So you see a lot of amateurs, they want to sort of throw the cue out because it's such a, the white's travelling such a distance. And it's hard to feel, to judge that distance if you're just throwing your cue at it. But even though this is going that far, I'm still not throwing my cue at it. I'm going to give myself a bit of a longer swing so I can judge that pace easier. Because remember, the only thing you've got to get right is the 10th of a second. You don't need a smooth swing to pop balls. What you need is a consistent hit. Now, I'm an advocate of a longer swing because I've got one, right? But if you've got a short one that works, you crack on. So what the longer swing does, it gives you, like I say, more time to judge that pace at impact. The 10th of a second, the only thing we've got to get right, is that bit. Everything else is irrelevant. You could be standing on your head, doing it in a clown's outfit. If you hit that part of the object ball at the right pace, it'll get there. Cue ball at the right pace, it'll get there. So again, I'm diverting your attention on this. So I want to get that 10th of a second right. That's all I'm interested in. So I'll do everything I can to make that. I'm not trying to hit it smooth because, like I say, it's irrelevant. And a lot of these channels talking about, long swing. Yeah, brilliant. But again, it's feel. You've got to get that bit right. So let's see if I can do it after rabbiting on. Here we go. Trace to left. Perf. So again, you see, I got that cue back, and I'm trying to judge that pace at impact, and that's all feel. If you're wrapped up in all the rubbish, it's not going to work for you. And you can see that obviously I've got to hit it harder, but it wasn't for like a quick hit. I'm just in control of it all the time, and control is the key. So have a crack at that. Let me know how you're getting on, and we'll see what we find.
So this one, harder hit, but again, I'm just trying to control it, and off it pops.
So there you go. There they are. Hopefully I got my message across. Like I say, I bang that drum a lot. Thinking about the technique is no good. Loads of stuff out there about ball striking and timing and all that. And like I say there, it's all you've got to get right is that 10th of a second. The pace at impact, such a small amount of time. Just get it right. And whatever you need to do to get it consistently going that speed is going to help you play better snooker. And like I say, if you're thinking about the pace of the cue rather than, I've got to hit it nice and smooth and long and all that, you've got more chance of doing it. And to be honest, a lot of this stuff out there, without sounding a bit prickly, it's not working for them, is it? Because it's not like they're playing to a high level. So them being distracted with all this stuff that they're talking about is not helping them, is it? So, you know, I come from a sort of perspective as a player who can play to a high level, and I promise you, you know, I'm thinking about this stuff rather than the technique. So I hope that was all right. Please comment below, and I will see you soon.